multiplayer 7 Days to Die with Silverblade.
Damn it, son of a... Ouch.
You must remember to,
88 miles per hour!
Don't you feel foolish?
Greetings, minions, intergalactic survivalists, and fellow gamers. This is Silverblade playing Empyrion Galactic Survival, and this is episode number 36. And as I had stated at the end of the episode last week, we're going to do some building. And as you can see, I got some windows queued up here. Got a bunch already picked up, and some cargo boxes, which I had built up in here. And I believe the reason why I made them was to fill in this gap here. And that looks like he did the job, so there. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's grab what we can of this and get right to the work. So what we're going to do is encase this whole greenhouse in glass, because why not? And I have to remember which keys to use and not use. And let's try it like that. Yep, that works to my satisfaction. So we'll just come up here. If I can get it line up there. Might have to come up from this side. There we go. Or maybe it's I have to go out to that block, 'cause I think that's like the linchpin block. Yeah, that's what it is. And the linchpin block, the way I'm using it is like if I'm aiming at that block, but as you can see, it's more than 1 by 1 in size. So one end of this block that I'm trying to place, you know, it's not fitting in there, but it fits there. So that's why I'm calling it the linchpin, because it just seems more fitting. Capiche? Okay, so we don't have to do these angled ones on this side. Just fine by me. Alright. Hopefully we can get this done in this episode, because I want to go out into space again and blow stuff up. Because, you know, that's just my thing, really, is blowing stuff up. It's fun, it makes the girls swoon, and it's just how I roll. Whatever, right? Alright. Is there an inverted version of this? Probably not. Because otherwise I'd have it from the outside going in, but it looks like I'm kind of stuck to this kind of pattern, which kind of sucks. But, because I'd rather have, so I can make full blocks on the inside of this row right here. Instead, the windows have to take up that spot, and that did not get placed right. I'll fix that in a minute. Yes, excellent. see, gonna get any more light out there or not? See, I'm wondering what year the timeline of this game is supposed to exist in. Like, you know, obviously it's the future, but you know, Star Trek has a definite year of the future. I think the same thing goes for like Starship Troopers and like Firefly, I guess. You know, all the major sci-fi things, like, I mean, Blade Runner, you know, they all take place in the future, and most of them have given a specific year as to what it is in their story. So in Empyrion, what is the actual date? I'm just curious, because it's probably what I'm naming the episode is like Windows 3000 AD or something like that. It'd be like Windows 2000, which was a piece of shit for operating system, that is. Alright, and then I'm going to, but let's see what side that's on. Okay, that works. So I'm going to put a doorway here so we can go out to get our hydrogen. So far, the sides are in. Hooray. Let's see. Kinda think of doing something all fancy schmancy. Something let's see, be like that and like that, and then let's see, yes, just like that. See, I'm not a very artistic person, you know. I'm not, you know, super fancy in design and stuff like that. I'm a very I see myself anyway as a very practical builder, and also I see patterns, and so that is where, if anything you see of mine, whether it's this game, 7 Days to Die, what have you, seems, ooh, that's pretty. No, it's accident, or just seemed right at the time, but it's not exactly like, ooh, Silverblade, you're so artistic. No. No. I took art class, but I mean, like, a more or less serious art class. The teacher was the same guy that designed a bunch of Metallica's album covers back in late 80s, I think it was. But that's like not even a true art class type thing in the sense of like college level shit. And even then I probably would have failed because I was doing the raw basic stuff. So I'm not really artistic. I don't think in artistic ways. But if something comes together and it looks good, rock out with your art out. Just making sure I get to repeating the pattern up in here, so at least there's some consistency to it. And we'll get the center windows in all these in just a little bit. Actually, I'm going to try to do these from the top down. Now you know why I did these windows on an angle. It makes it easier to get on top of the roof when you're afraid that you're going to run out of thrust with the jetpack. Alright, so if we start off... Oh! Okay. We'll just do this then. We'll put one here. Nah, come on. One there. And what was it? Up in the opposite corner? Yeah, so... there. And then... there. 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 And this is so I don't have to keep fussing with changing the direction of the, where the block placement is. See, I barely get enough thrust to get up on the roof. And, okay, so that's excellent. Yeah, when it comes to building in games, if you really want the really pretty things or the really cool things that just have a lot of design elements and things that are more appealing to the eye, I would definitely suggest that you check out Haladmer's channel, because he's got more creative talent in his mouse button and his pinky than I do in my entire little body. Just statement of fact. He might disagree out of modesty, because that's how cool he is. He's just like chill, you know. But seriously, he's got more artistic talent and design talent than I do. I just kind of seated my pants it. He's a lot more deliberate, I guess is the best way of putting it, into making something look good. Me, I'm just trying to get it to work good. Alright, so I think definitely looks like it that we're done here. We just gotta get doors in. I thought it'd take a lot more glass than this, but whatever. Let's get back into the base. Get these glass frames out of my face. Okay, excellent. So we got some extra window blocks. I made some more hydrogen generators because I don't feel like I'm making enough hydrogen fast enough. So, just gonna go with a full-on hydrogen farm. So now, I'll make 2 doors. Getting a little bit laggy, and I think it's because the build's getting bigger and more elaborate, and more complicated with shapes and things. Let's change this to... I like the glass looking doors. Let's actually rotate that around one more. Put that there. And then I can put a light underneath here, or I can actually probably put one right there. And I forgot to put glass frame in there. Okay. Alright, so and let's see, I think I have some lights, a couple lights left. may have put them in the storage on the Terra Lumina. Oh, before we get too too ahead of ourselves. There, so it's all sealed in. If this was Alpha 6, this should be airtight. Emphasis on should. Everything's uniform and fairly balanced, so it looks good. That's my main thing. I guess it's part of OCD, is having to have things balanced, and even numbers, or just balanced out to where there's no asymmetric numbers. I'm thinking those extra lights. Yeah, right there's one. Let's see, a large generator T1, T2, armored windows. Okay, so we'll go back. All this to get a light bulb. And I might actually need to put more lights in here, I'm thinking, because it is a bit dingy dark in here. I imagine it's not much better in the daytime. Could go like that, you know, do the corner lights. Those look actually pretty cool. But see, this is the problem with windows and other objects as well that take up one side of a whole block. You'll have floating lights if that's the design you're looking for. You know, if you do it like this, kind of like chandeliers, I guess, but you know, they don't immediately look like they connect. And I think some blocks will not connect with a partial block like that, or they're all full blocks, but partially textured block. So I might have to figure something out about that. But in this case here, I think I'm gonna go like that. And maybe just go corner lights. Because I don't need a lot of lights. Just enough lights. So let's see. I think I'll probably go with each of these pillars here. Let's see what we got. Oh. That's right. I didn't put in blocks down the center here. Try to go as wide a span as I could. Well, you know, it does kind of lend a symmetrical shape to it, because it's two over there, you know, 2 rows over there, and 2 rows over there. So I think that should be fine. So let's see, how many are we? Oh, actually, wait a minute. 2 rows, I was counting the outside pillars. That's what. So what is that? 3 and 3. Yeah, okay. Hopefully we got enough silicon to get this job done. Hopefully. We'll pack that away. And while those are working, let's see, I'm going to need some fuel. And I don't think hydrogen packs will work in these, unfortunately. he's done already? Shit. That was... Oh, I ran out of silicon. So I'll have to make a run to the silicon deposit. It's not too big a deal because I believe I have an auto miner there. And get up over that, you. There. So we'll just pull out some of the silicon that's in the auto miner. Uh-oh. Buggy people. And I'm bitten. Alright, so what is it? I need to get poison antidote. That's just silly. Alright, let's go get treated for this malady. So, energy pills, antibiotic ointment, oops, I wanted to just, there we go, that's what I wanted. Alright, so let's go and get this, eat our canned vegetables. Oh, we need a couple more lights. A few more lights. There we go. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do for energy. There we go. We'll go like that. Have them aiming towards the center. Let's see how it lights up that way. Oops, dang it. That's more like it. So it's not overwhelming, but it gets the area lit and it does look a bit symmetrical, which is a thing. And crap. Alright, so we got plenty of light. It's not overwhelming. We still got to get last 3 in. So might as well get to that. And then I need to get those hydrogen generators in. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's just enough of an accent to look good and not be too much. And it lights up the area well enough to be able to see by. So, excellent. And let's see, I probably ought to check up in here. Oop. Come on, ship, let me in. There we go. I don't think I had any extras of power. I got these. Actually, what I probably ought to do is we'll go with... and we'll make 100 of these. Probably should have used the other key to do it, but... Alright. So we'll fill up the fuel tanks here. Make sure that this is all topped off and good to go. For a second there, I thought I saw a hole in the side of the ship, which would have been very unfortunate. Oh, just come up short on those. Let's see, I can't remember how many it takes per generator, but I'm thinking it's going to be a lot. Let's come back to this. Hey, it's almost morning. Sweet. Alright, so let's get the generators ready to place. I think it just has to have one block touching the water, or one corner of it, whatever. Let me do it like that. As long as it works, that's all I care about. I'm not too particular about positioning. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 a piece, huh? So I need 140 of these to fill them out completely. That did that. Well, hopefully the Terralumen will have them all finished pretty quick. And I set it for 100, but it's going to end up making like, what, 200? Because it making one, or clicking on one for the queue, it actually ends up making 2, I think it is. Something like that. Yeah, output 2 for every one of these that we click. So if we can see if we have, I think it's like 20 hydrogen generators. Yeah, should make plenty. Should. All right. Well, most of this I think I can just get done off camera, because I think I bored you guys enough for an episode, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope that you enjoy this episode. It's a little more relaxing than the last few episodes have been. But, you know, sometimes it's nice just to settle in for some peaceful work from time to time. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that maybe there's something in these episodes that I do, whether they're the really exciting ones or they're the really boring ones. There's something to be learned from them that can help make your game a lot more enjoyable, or just inspire you, or something to that effect, or give you a reason to curse me out. But that's what it's all about for me, is sharing my fun, sharing the inspiration, or potentially inspiring people with their own builds and ideas. You never know, and I've mentioned this in the comments this past week, you never know what you say, no matter how little or how big it is that you say, can affect somebody. One little word can inspire somebody to do something really, really cool, or do something really, really shitty. But you never know what people will get out of what you say and what you do. And even if it's mundane, boring stuff, someone is bound to find something out of it that can become something much better and much more useful, much cooler than the original little word or sentence being said. So do bear that in mind when you watch some of my videos, that I am aware of this concept, and hopefully I am helping planting seeds of inspiration in other people. And maybe you can do it yourself as well. Anyways, that's enough of me. Do check out the links in the description box below, and until next time, see you later. Twitch.